Hello and welcome. I'm your host Aditi Singh and you're watching My India. India, as the world's fastest growing economy with increasing political significance, is enhancing global connections. The recent visit by Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim highlighted efforts to strengthen bilateral ties across various sectors and elevate India's role in the Indo-Pacific. With Malaysia set to chair ASEAN in 2025, both nations are committed to regional stability, economic integration and sustainable development. Here's the report.
Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim's visit to India highlights both nations' commitment to deepening geopolitical, geostrategic, geoeconomic, and cultural cooperation. During talks between Prime Minister Modi and his Malaysian counterpart, Anwar bin Ibrahim in New Delhi, both countries upgraded their enhanced strategic partnership to a comprehensive strategic partnership. Prime Minister Modi emphasized the growing momentum in the partnership and the potential for further economic cooperation. The leaders agreed to strengthen ties in defense, fintech, and emerging technologies, with plans to integrate India's UPI with Malaysia's PayNet and conduct trade in the respective currencies, the rupee and ringgit. Modi also highlighted Malaysia's key role in ASEAN and the Indo-Pacific, pledging support for Malaysia's ASEAN chairmanship in 2025.
आज हमने निर्णय लिया है कि हमारी साझेदारी को कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव स्ट्रैटेजिक पार्टनरशिप के रूप में एलिवेट किया जाएगा। हमारा मानना है कि आर्थिक सहयोग में अभी और बहुत पोटेंशियल है।
We have initiated a lot of new programs and we would hope that Indian companies with Malaysian companies collaborate further in all fields, including the new challenging areas like energy transition, digitalization, and also food security. And we did emphasize the need to use both our experience and expertise in the semiconductor.
India is undeniably playing a crucial role in promoting global peace, stability and trade enhancement. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Poland and Ukraine amidst the ongoing conflict between Moscow and Kyiv sends a powerful signal to the international community. It underscores India's commitment to peace, dialogue, adherence to the UN Charter and the principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity of nations.
Prime Minister Modi's visit to Poland highlighted India's intent to strengthen bilateral relations, focusing on trade, investment, and technological collaboration. As a key EU member, Poland offers India significant economic and geopolitical leverage in Europe. Prime Minister Modi held bilateral talks with Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk in Warsaw, exploring ways to expand cooperation in defense and security, trade and investment, and digitalization.
Chcemy wzrostu wymiany handlowej między Polską a Indiami i to w bardzo różnych wymiarach. Nieprzypadkowo rozmawialiśmy o intensyfikacji naszej współpracy, jeśli chodzi o przemysły obronne. Mamy tutaj bardzo wiele wspólnych możliwości takiej autentycznej synergii. Jesteśmy gotowi jako Polska uczestniczyć w modernizacji sprzętu wojskowego. Mamy ku temu kwalifikacje, firmy, możliwości technologiczne. Cieszę się także na tę ofertę współpracy, bliskiej współpracy, nie tylko w przemyśle obronnym, ale także w przemyśle obronnym, jeśli chodzi o najnowocześniejsze technologie. Indie są tutaj absolutnie liderem na świecie, jeśli chodzi o sztuczną inteligencję, o wykorzystywanie tych najnowocześniejszych efektów.
Prior to his visit to Kiev, Prime Minister Modi in Warsaw expressed India's readiness to assist in resolving conflicts in Ukraine and West Asia in consultation with friendly nations.
यूक्रेन और पश्चिम एशिया में चल रहे संघर्ष हम सभी के लिए गहरी चिंता का विषय है। भारत का यह दृढ़ विश्वास है कि किसी भी समस्या का समाधान रणभूमि में नहीं हो सकता। किसी भी संकट में मासूम लोगों की जान की हानि पूरी मानवता के लिए सबसे बड़ी चुनौती बन गई है। हम शांति और स्थिरता की जल्द से जल्द बहाली के लिए डायलॉग और डिप्लोमेसी का समर्थन करते हैं। इसके लिए भारत अपने मित्र देशों के साथ मिलकर हर संभव सहयोग देने के लिए तैयार है।
During his historic visit to Kiev, the first by an Indian Prime Minister since Ukraine's independence in 1991, Prime Minister Modi held talks with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to seek a negotiated resolution to the Russia-Ukraine conflict. New Delhi's efforts to bring the world closer together and mediate ongoing conflicts are widely appreciated.
India's logistics sector is undergoing a significant transformation driven by government policies, technological advancements, and a burgeoning e-commerce market. Traditional players are adopting new technologies, and innovations like drones are contributing to the development of a world-class logistics network. Here's a closer look.
India's growing economy is fueling rapid expansion in the logistics industry, driven by increasing demand, government support, and technological progress. This momentum is establishing India as a major player in global logistics. DTDC, a leading integrated express logistics provider, has revolutionized goods movement, particularly during peak festival seasons, by utilizing multiple channels and riders for seamless delivery. While manpower remains crucial, technology plays an essential role in their operations. The combination of innovation and strategic expansion has positioned DTDC and other Indian firms as leaders in the rapidly growing logistics sector.
हमारे पास में छोटी शिपमेंट्स लेकिन उसकी काउंट बहुत ज़्यादा होती है, तो उस केस में क्या होता है, या हमारे पास हमारे कुछ चैनल पार्टनर, हमारे खुद की कंपनी के चैनल पार्टनर हैं, हम कुछ चैनल पार्टनर को यूज़ करते हैं। उसके बाद में हमारी खुद की बाइक राइडर होती हैं। इसके अलावा कंपनी ने हमारे को ये टूल दिया है कि आप बाइक राइडर हायर कर सकते हैं 1 या 2 या 3 दिन के लिए। तो आपने एक पार्सल रखना, उस जो स्कैनर राउटिंग लेवल है ना, जो बारकोड है उसको पढ़ेगा, स्टडी करेगा, और जो स्टेशन पे जिसका डेस्टिनेशन पे उसको जाना है उसी में जाके वो गिरेगा, उसी हिसाब से उसका बैग बनेगा या गाड़ी में लोड होगा। और आज हमारी जो सर्विस है, हम ये कह लो कि 95% हम डिलीवरी कर रहे हैं।
While private companies have significantly transformed India's logistics sector, government initiatives like the PM Gati Shakti scheme are also vital. Launched in 2021, the National Master Plan for Multimodal Connectivity aims to improve infrastructure across economic zones. Following a 2% contraction in financial year 2021, the Indian logistics market rebounded with 14% growth in financial year 2022, reaching $435 billion. Ernst & Young projects the industry will expand to $591 billion by financial year 2027. As India aims for a $5.5 trillion economy by 2027, robust logistics infrastructure will be critical to driving this growth.
As you would be aware, we are looking for a $5.5 trillion economy by 2027 and about upwards of about $30 trillion economy by 2047 or so. So the logistics sector, which contributes about 14% to the GDP currently, is going to be the major booster and the driver for the growth for the country. And in the Logistic Performance Index, where we have jumped 6 spaces from the previous report of 44 to 38 now, we are intending to, the government is intending to reach in top 25 and cut down on the logistic wastage and the logistic cost and bring down to somewhere close to about 6 to 8% of the GDP in the times to come.
resilient and efficient logistics infrastructure in the country. That means good transportation network, whether it is railways, whether it is aviation, highways, ports, waterways, and so on. And second part is first mile and last mile delivery, right? Because ultimately logistics impacts both the domestic competitiveness as well as the export sector.
As the logistics sector evolves, technology is playing an increasingly vital role. A notable development is the use of drones, with companies like Bonvi Aero leading the way. Bonvi's drones, capable of carrying up to 50 kilograms, can be customized for various operations, including military and agricultural uses. These drones are set to revolutionize last-mile delivery, particularly in remote and hard-to-reach areas of India.
We are building in the space of logistic aerial vehicles, or you can call it like simply logistic drones. This is like a 50 kg platforms which are currently used by the Indian Defence for hilly area logistic transports.
The government has implemented several measures targeting India's logistics and supply chain industry. In 2022, the National Logistics Policy was launched to streamline logistics, enhance MSME competitiveness, and reduce costs. Complemented by the Logistics Efficiency Enhancement Program, this policy focuses on improving freight transport efficiency. Additional measures include forming an EXIM logistics group, developing port connectivity, and utilizing the Logistics Data Bank app to enhance cargo monitoring and reduce supply chain waste.
We now take you to Nampalli in Hyderabad, where the Dargah of Hazrat Shah Khamosh stands as a testament to architectural brilliance and communal unity. Dedicated to the revered Sufi saint, the Dargah captivates visitors with its grandeur and fosters harmony among diverse communities. It serves as a space for mutual respect and understanding, embodying the saint's teachings of unity and peace.
Amidst the dynamic landscape of Hyderabad's Nampalli district lies the Dargah of Hazrat Shah Khamosh, a beacon of the city's profound culture and spiritual legacy. This revered shrine is a powerful emblem of unity, attracting a diverse array of worshippers who seek solace, blessings, and spiritual enlightenment, showcasing a legacy that transcends religious confines. Known for his message of love, peace, and inclusivity, Hazrat Shah Khamosh's teachings continue to inspire individuals from diverse religious backgrounds.
यहाँ पे जो है ना, जो भी है, हर जात के आदमी आते हैं, जैसे कि हिंदू है, मुस्लिम है, सिख है, ईसाई है और कोई भी ऐसे, हाँ, यहाँ पे आते हैं, बारगाह में ज़ियारत करते हैं और कुछ जिसको जो खामोश बाबा देते हैं वो आता है, करते रहते हैं और दुआएं देते हैं और दुआएं लेके चले जाते हैं.
The Dargah serves as a serene sanctuary where people of various faiths come together, transcending religious differences. It is not only a place of worship, but also a center for communal interaction where visitors seek blessings, offer prayers, and participate in spiritual activities. The annual Urs, which commemorates the saint's death anniversary, witnesses a remarkable convergence of people from different communities engaging in joint celebrations and spiritual practices.
सब फजल है अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, सब काम अच्छे हुए हमारे यहाँ पर आने से, सब काम अच्छे हुए. ये क्या है बोले तो बहुत बड़ी चीज़ क्या है बोले तो यकीदा होना. जो यकीदे से आता हूँ शिफा फरमा के ज़रूर जाता हूँ.
The architectural elegance of the Dargah with its intricate designs and tranquil ambience adds to its appeal as a place of unity. Here, the silence and reverence of the space foster a sense of collective peace and mutual respect. The Dargah of Hazrat Shah Khamosh stands as a living testament to Hyderabad's commitment to fostering communal harmony and bridging cultural divides.
Now let's delve into World in Focus, featuring the latest global developments and events shaping our world.
On August 28, thousands gathered in Bunol, Spain for the iconic La Tomatina festival, where participants hurled tomatoes at one another in a massive food fight. 7 trucks delivered 120 tons of ripe tomatoes to the town streets as revelers dressed in white playfully tossed them, even finding moments for romance amidst the chaos. Despite Bunol's small size, over 22,000 visitors from around the world joined in the festivities. La Tomatina began in 1945 from a local altercation and, though briefly banned under Franco's dictatorship, has since become a beloved tradition attracting both locals and international tourists. Gabriel Ota, dressed as Jin Sakai from the action game Ghost of Tsushima, won the Best Costume Award at Zimbabwe's Otakukon Festival, celebrating Japanese pop culture. Ota, a 28-year-old artist and musician, spent a month crafting his samurai outfit from cardboard and recycled materials. Despite anime culture being relatively small in Zimbabwe, the event drew a 100-strong audience in Harare. Festival director Archie Moyo hopes to expand the community and promote anime locally. Comic book artist Bill Masuku emphasizes the importance of telling African stories, planning to create comics in Shona to bring authenticity to local narratives.
Gaya city in Bihar, celebrated for its rich cultural heritage, is renowned worldwide for its craftsmanship. The artisans here don't just carve wood and stone, they breathe life into them. Let's explore how Gaya's intricate stone and wood crafts preserve ancestral legacies and showcase the skills, traditions, and stories behind these age-old practices.
Gaya City is renowned for its spirituality, devotion, and rich history, as well as its remarkable craftsmanship. The craft pieces that adorn Gaya's streets reflect the region's artistic prowess, dating back to the Maurya dynasty under Ashoka, when Bihar gained recognition for its artistic beauty and durable creations. Inspired by local artisans, Yadunandan Sharma has been practicing woodcraft in Gaya since 2002. Today, he and his family not only create intricate toys, effigies, and artistic idols, but also train others in this traditional art form, preserving the region's rich heritage.
टेम्पल का जो है कि इस तालाब में जो है बैठे हुए बुद्ध और उन्हीं का जो है कि प्रतिमा जो है कि बना रहा हूँ। और ये जो है सखुए की लकड़ी में है, जो लाल सखुआ कहते हैं, इसको कपूर लकड़ी कहा जाता है और ये हार्ड होती है। इसका बनने में तो सर इसका जो है कि अगर जो लगातार अगर जो इसमें काम किया जाए तो 2 से 3 दिन में फाइनल हो जाएगा, लेकिन लगातार काम इसमें हो नहीं पाता है, इसलिए कि लगातार कर नहीं सकते हैं, इसके लिए छोड़ के करना पड़ता है। तो इसका टाइम नहीं 4-5 दिन लग जाता है। दूसरी मूर्ति सर ये जो है एक शीशम का लकड़ी का है, जो काला शीशम जो है ये भी हार्ड लकड़ी है। इसको बनाने के लिए जो है कि 8 दिन का टाइम लगता है और लगातार नहीं बना पाइएगा, लगातार बनता नहीं है, तो इसको ज़रा सा छोड़ना पड़ता है, उसके बाद फिर ध्यान करना पड़ता है, तब ये बनता है।
Crafting wooden staff demands real dedication. From intricate patterns to shaping them into essentials and decor, artisans pour their skill into every piece. Some creations are so delicate that even a minor scratch can ruin days of hard work, so they are often completed in solitude.
में चुनौतियां हैं, लगन से करना पड़ता है, बहुत ध्यान से करना पड़ता है, ध्यान देना पड़ता है। जरा सा भी कहीं पर अगर जो टूट गया, कहीं पर खरोच हो गया, तो वे मूर्ति जो है कि बेकार हो जाता है। इसके लिए जो है कि एकदम एकांत की जगह चाहिए और अक्सर हमने जो है कि भोर में और रात में ही जो है कि फिनिशिंग काम करते हैं और मेरा ये जगह है जब एकांत मिलता है तो यहाँ जास्ती काम करते हैं।
Gaya's stone craft is also renowned for its precision. The city boasts numerous stone structures, including the UNESCO World Heritage Mahabodhi Temple And stone carvers from South Central Bihar are celebrated for transforming raw stones into exquisite sculptures and architectural elements.
Artisans in Gaya City have played a crucial role in preserving the city's spiritual and religious heritage by restoring and developing many historical monuments. Patarkoti village in Gaya district is a living testament to this ancient stone craft, with the craft being integral to many households. Villagers skillfully design and create stones into items for utility, decor, and worship.
जो पुराने से लेकर के इसमें काम कर रहे हैं तो पहले बहुत कम चलता था, अब चल रहा बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया। अब पूरे गांव बना रहा है। पहाड़ से नत्थी लाता है, स्टोन पत्थर ला करके यहाँ पे बिक्री होता है। कुछ लोग एक दो व्यक्ति है जो थोक लाता है वहाँ से और यहाँ पे ख़रीद करके खुद को बनाता है, कारीगर भी बनाता है और कुछ बनवा करके भी ले जाते हैं।
Artisans must have keen eyes to select stones with the right texture and durability. The process involves outlining the shape, removing excess stone, and sculpting with precision to create the final product. These creations are not only popular locally, but also in demand across India and beyond.
यहाँ पे जैसे हनुमान जी का हो गया, दुर्गा जी का हो गया, शिवलिंग हो गए, मैंने जो भी देवता हैं वो सब मूर्तियाँ और बनते हैं। कुछ आदमी का स्टैचू भी बनाया जाता है, वही बनता है। बनारस से माल जाता है, जैसे शिव परिवार हो गया, गणेश हो गया, कार्तिक हो गया, पार्वती हो गया, लक्ष्मी जी हो गए, हनुमान जी हो गए, ये आपको छोटे छोटे शिवलिंग हो गए, नंदी भगवान हो गए, बनारस में जाता है। और यही चीज़ सेम तो आपको जैसे अयोध्या में जाता है, जैसे वहाँ राम जी होंगे, सीता जी हो गए, लक्ष्मण जी हो गए, हनुमान जी हो गए, शिव परिवार हो गए। पर विष्णु, लक्ष्मी और ये आपको कैसे बोल सकते हैं, भैरव, शीतला, ये सब वहाँ पर माल हम लोग सप्लाई करते हैं। बाकी जो डिमांड होता है पार्टी का, उस हिसाब से हम लोग मूर्ति देते हैं।
The stone and wood crafts of Gaya are more than artistic practices. They are a living heritage that reflects the region's history, culture, and spirituality.
Robotics is advancing rapidly across the globe, and India is making significant strides in this field. Numerous Indian startups and industries are at the forefront of innovations in robotics. In Odisha, a company is setting up labs dedicated to robotics education where children are actively learning to build and program robots. Now, this initiative is not only fostering a deeper understanding of robotics among young learners, but also inspiring the next generation of engineers and technologists in the region.
At ODM Global School in Bhubaneswar city of Odisha, students are learning robotics alongside their regular subjects. Through a partnership with SAC Robotics, the school has established a robotics lab where founder Sakya Singha Mahapatra personally teaches students how to build robots. One 9th grade student, Sohan Tripathi, has designed a safety helmet for construction workers that uses sensors to detect falling objects and emit a warning beep.
It is helped to save the life of construction peoples. When many people are dying in falling a heavy object. That's why me and with my group of friends are making this helmet which can save our people's life. Like I am adding some sensors like Arduino and ultrasonic and jumper wires and with batteries.
Like Sohan Tripathi, many students in this lab attend daily robotics classes and aspire to contribute to significant innovations in the future.
This is a very good school for learning robotics, AI and computers. Over here I joined at class 8 and since then I have a love for this robotics lab. Over here I got to learn a lot of information about different microcontrollers, sensors and effectors. I have made a few robots like Bluetooth controlled robot, using ESP32, a Wi-Fi controlled robot.
The school principal, Shailendra Kumari, emphasizes the importance of keeping children connected with technological advancements as the world rapidly evolves.
As you know, the world is changing. Technology is changing at a very, very advanced rate. It's very important we equip our children with today's changing world. So to equip our children in today's changing world, it's important we give a lot of exposure to the student. To give exposure of this kind to the student, we associated ourselves with SAC Robotics. We found a lot of good name of SAC Robotics in the market, and then we collaborated. They are giving a lot of opportunities to the children. Our children are getting the chance to code the program. They are getting opportunities to learn multiple dimensions, how robots are being built, what are the different types of robots. Our parents are very, very happy. Our children are having amazing experience with these robotic classes.
Sakya Singha Mahapatra, founder of SAC Robotics, aims to bring affordable robotics labs to every household, allowing students to engage with robotics from an early age and pursue future careers in this field. His efforts have earned him numerous awards.
So the entire goal of my life, to make India the next robotic capital, I created a movement and the society. I went to the schools, colleges after starting this company, SAC Robotics Lab, and I have offered numerous number of robotic workshops. I have conducted and trained more than 1 lakh kids directly, be it in the schools, be it in the higher education. You name it, any college in Chennai, in South India, be it Nagarcoil, be it Coimbatore, you can talk about Barodara, you can talk about Tripura, you can talk about, Uttarakhand. So across the country, I went and taught people how to make robotics.
India is advancing rapidly in robotics, with numerous startups and factories setting new benchmarks in the field. Startups like SAC Robotics are crucial in developing students' skills, ensuring future generations drive innovation, and contribute to making India a leader in robotics.
Odisha's tech revolution includes new robotics labs for kids, nurturing young enthusiasts and positioning the region as a future robotics hub in India. And with that, it's a wrap on today's episode of My India, but we will see you next week at the same time. Till then, goodbye and take care.